Okay, we're going to talk for a couple of minutes on setting up formulas. And so let's do like a really simple order sheet where we have item. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Move this back. Sorry about that. Item here, and then we'll have quantity, and then we'll have extension, which is basically item times the quantity, and then we'll have tax, and then we'll have total. Okay, so the items, we'll say, first of all, I'm going to select this to be money, so I'm going to format the cells here. You don't have, this is just how it displays. You don't have to do this step, it just makes it easier to see. So I'm going to set it up to be currency. Currency, and that's the rate, that'll work for me, that works fine. So this column, whenever I type a number in here, it's going to look like currency. It's going to put the dollar sign there for me. Okay, so I'm going to put $12 here, and $18.50 here, and $202.10 here, and $23 there. Okay, so there's a little set of items. Okay, and I'm going to get I'm going to do one of these, and 3 of these, and 1 of these, and 5 of those. Okay, now I want to know what the item times the quantity comes out to. So I'm going to make a formula. How you start a formula? Click on the cell that you want the formula to go in, and you start it by typing equals. You type equals, and then I'm going to say equals, and I want A2, the A2 right here, equals A2. A2 is this cell, times B2, so times is the asterisk, B2, okay, equals A2 times B2. And what happens is, it multiplies out. 12 times 1 is 12. Now, it comes out as 12. Now, I want it to be dollars, right? So I'm going to do the same thing over here. This is just for visual effect, but I'm going to format the cell and make it currency. Alright, so now we have $12. Now, if you notice, the cell itself has this little square in the right hand corner. What that square is for replicating. I just want the same formula here to here to here to here. Okay, so if I grab that, hold it, and drag it down, it fills in the cells for me. Now look at this. A2 times, if you look up here, you'll see as I put the cursor down, A2 times 2, A3 times B3. It knows what I meant by that. Okay, so now at this point, in a very short order, I have the totals of the columns, which is item times quantity is $12, $18.50 times 3 is $55.50, $202.10 times 1 is $202.10, and $23 times 5 is $115. So this is my extension. Now let's figure sales tax. Okay, equals, I'm going to make a formula, and I'm going to say C2 times what? 0.06, right? 6%, 0.06. 72 cents tax. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to replicate that down. Alright, so now at this point I have $12 and 72 cents tax on $12. I got $3.33 tax on $55. I have $12.13 tax on $210. Okay, now I want the whole total, and I'll say equals C2 plus D2, which is the extension plus the tax, $12.72. And I'll just do the same thing. I'll drag that down, and there we go. There's our totals down the side. And let's do, just for grins, I'm going to move this over so you can see that. Okay. Now, so at this point, the formula is C2 plus D2. Now let's change. Okay. So basically, this is the total, which is the number, the item times the quantity with the sales tax added. Okay. Now let's look at the total of the whole thing. I'll do equals, and I want to type a formula we'll call this sum. Equals sum, and I'll open a bracket, and then I can select just like that, and then I close the bracket and I push enter. There's our total for the whole thing. Okay, if I want to see the total of the sales tax, equals sum, open bracket, and I'll close the bracket, and I'll push enter. There's the sum of the sales tax. Here is the sum of all of the items before tax. So I have $384.60, $23 in tax, for a total of $407.68 for the whole thing. Now let's do this. Let's change the quantity of the $202 item. We'll change that to 4. Watch this. When I push enter, everything changes, just like that. Let's go to 20 here. Oh man, look at that. Let's go to 100. Uh-oh, what happened? Now I've got the cells are too narrow. So what are we going to do? Select all the cells, double click right here, and it makes them perfect size. There we go. So we'll take that down to 20 again, and we'll select all the cells and make them exactly the right size, and there we go. So there's your total right there. That is the basis of how to make a spreadsheet. Now here's something very interesting. The parts to remember are, when you drag a formula down, we got C2 plus D2. When you drag a formula down, it drags down and increments. When I drag it down, it's C3 plus D3. It knows you wanted to increment the formula. Okay? It knows that you're really talking about these two numbers. When I drag this one formula down, it says just add the two numbers to the left. That's all she's looking to do. Okay? So that's how the formula autofill works. You can also click in here, right click, and type insert. And the formula, okay, so here we'll go $23 times 2, and I need to copy that formula. I need to copy these formulas down. So I'm going to copy all 3 formulas all at the same time. There we go. Now you got to be very careful inserting a cell at the very end, because these sums, sum E2 through E6 is E2 through E6. If I add one at the end, it might not make it into this final formula. Okay, so the way to do that, if I wanted to add a 7th row, a 7th row, and I don't want to mess that up, I can insert here. Now notice E2 through E7. It made it wider. Okay, and then all you have to do is copy, Control X, copy that, Control V, Control X, Control V. Now, and I'll move my formulas down. Now I've basically made a line at the end. And if you think there's going to be more lines, while it's still blank like that, hit Control C and then Control V. I'm sorry. Insert, and if you look down at these formulas, I missed it. See, look at that. I made these 2 extra columns, and my formulas didn't catch them. So you got to be very careful at the end that you don't mess your formulas up. So basically the way to recover from that is just delete these because they're no good to you. And then here you do insert, and then copy your formulas down, and you'll see that we got them this time, E2 through E9. Okay, and C6. Oh, interestingly, this formula didn't copyright these. This formula didn't copyright, and I'm not sure why that happened, but we're going to delete that formula. Okay, so basically C7, C8. Okay, so when I fill these in with items, these numbers are going to pop right up. That's it.